Hello, everybody. It's me again, David again.
Hello, it's me again.
Today, I want to talk about bits, Phillips number 2 bits to be exact. Because sometime back on Instagram, I posted this very picture right here about my last DeWalt bit had broken on the first Tapcon screw I tried to remove from the walls of my house. And it prompted me, why did it break when my backup Kobalt bit could do it without a problem? Like I said, it was my last DeWalt bit because I had broken the rest of them, and it makes me want to take a deep dive into why. And the first thing I can see right here is where it goes from the straight of the body of the bit and pitches over. You might want to call it the crest or whatever, and goes down to the very tip. That is obviously the weak point right there. But why is it breaking where the Kobalt isn't? It looks to me like there's just more substance there to the Kobalt. There's more material to hold everything in place. You know, with the size of the notch or the recess, or whatever you want to call it, it's very minimal versus a DeWalt, extremely large. So I also want to take a look into my other bits, which is more Kobalt, Makita Gold, and Grabber number 2 reduced. And I'll get into that in a little bit. Just let me change cameras here. I'll be right back with you. And here I have the Kobalt, the Makita Gold, and the Grabber number 2 side by side. And looking at the notches, you can see, like I said, the beef or the substance of the Kobalt there versus the notches of the Makita Gold. They're going pretty far back versus the Grabber number 2 reduced, not so much. Number 2 reduced is slightly smaller. I'm pointing that out right now, actually. What it is like right here at the crest, the weakest point, where it goes from the straight of the body down to the very tip. Right there is where you're going to be your breaking point if it breaks at all. And you see it's pretty much even Steven between the Makita Gold and the Kobalt. But the number 2 reduced is up a little bit further as I lose focus. That's awesome. See right here, even, and then raised a little bit or closer to the head of the screw. It's a favorite of metal framers and drywallers, and that's pretty much the reason why, and I'll show you how they fit into a screw head here shortly. For those who may care, this is the Kobalt made in China, Makita made in China, Grabber number 2 reduced made in Taiwan. So also the paddles or ridges, if you want to call them that, you can see that they're pretty much even the same size. They're all even. But right here, the crest, that's what makes the difference. This one sets better in a screw head. And here, I'll show you. Here, I have a regular Phillips coarse drywall screw. And the way that the tips fit in there is, first let me go with the Kobalt. Now you can see right there at the pitch, there's still about, I would say, approximately 1/16 of an inch, maybe up to 1/8 of an inch. Okay, on the Makita Gold, that's more like about 1/16. Yeah, it's more like about 1/16 of an inch. And then we go with, here it is, the number 2 reduced. What makes them so good? There is zero gap between the pitch and the straight of the body. It is completely locked in to that Phillips screwdriver or screw fastener. Completely locked in. Again, see how flush that is? The Makita Gold. Not as flush, about 1/16 of a gap. It's pretty committed, pretty dedicated, but not quite there. See how that ridge can be the weakest point? It could break right there. And then on the Kobalt, Not even close. Now you can say, well, the grabber number 2 reduced is made for drywall screws, but it doesn't matter. A Phillips head is a Phillips head. Here's a Tapcon. See, same thing. Makita Gold. Okay. That ridge, that peak, that pinnacle is not locked into the Phillips drive fastener. Number 2 reduced by grabber. Absolutely 100% sunk, locked in, and dedicated. So this goes back to the Tapcons that the DeWalt broke on, or what made the DeWalt break, I should say, and just releasing them from my concrete block wall of my house, stucco coated with plywood, boarded up from the hurricane, and that doggone tip or bit from DeWalt snapped. Just snapped right off. So I thought, you know, I could try these guys because I still have a couple boards up there because hurricane season wasn't completely over, which now it is. And there's a couple boards on there I need to take off, so let's give it a shot. And I did find one more DeWalt bit that was in the end of this generic magnetic screwdriver that I had. And I tried it off camera just to see what would happen. You know, try to do a test run because I want everything to be right for the video, which I'm far from at this point. And here's the results. It thing snapped like a saltine cracker. That is a DeWalt bit. I love the magnetic sleeve. I love the screw guide. But man, those tips, those thin fins or paddles, whatever you want to call them, with those big notches, I'm not convinced at all. Sorry, DeWalt. This is my last DeWalt bit ever. Ever. Kobalt, I would say, is better. The Makita Gold is even better than the Kobalt. And then finally, my favorite, the grabber, number 2, reduced, full dedication to a Phillips head drive fastener. Number 1 right there. And for any Milwaukee fans out there, no, I don't have any Shockwave. But what I do want to do is put at least these 3, not 4. Yeah, this is the culprit that broke that DeWalt bit in the first place. This caused that. Couldn't hold up. So let's see if maybe these other guys can. Let's go outside and see what she'll do. Alright, just to let it be known, this is a Makita single speed drill driver, variable speed trigger. Here's my speed control right here. And I'm going to use, first of all, this Kobalt bit and see what it'll do on this Tapcon that's in this concrete here. Zero issue. Now let's go to tighten. Will it twist my wrist or will it break? Starting to cam out a little bit. Yep, cammed out. Alright. Okay. Now we're going to go with Makita Gold here. First we go to loosen. Now we go to tighten. That's stripped out now. Let's try another one. Loosen. Okay, now we go to tighten. Again, was it going to twist my wrist or is it going to snap the bit? Not a problem. Now for the grabber number 2, reduced. Oh, and by the way, that last screw right here that's now stripped out, that's the one that broke the DeWalt tip. DeWalt just can't hang with this Tapcon stuff. So we're gonna go down here. Let's see what it'll do. No problem. Now will it twist my wrist, or is it gonna snap the bit or strip the screw? Yep, cammed out first. But still, didn't break. I'll tell you that. So yeah, my personal favorite is the grabber number 2 reduced Phillips drive. Right there. That's it. You want a Phillips bit, get a number 2 reduced by grabber. All right, now that we use these things, let's see what the results are. Get this thing to focus. Sometimes it takes a bit of time. Yeah, we're trying to look at the Kobalt right here. Took a little bit of abuse. You know, gave out a little bit, but that's okay. It didn't break. Did what it was supposed to do. Made in China. Makita. Gold. Yep, there you go. The results. Pretty good. Not bad for general purpose tips. And then the grabber number 2 reduced. Not a lot of give there. Pretty impressive. What I like about them most is that they did not break. The made in USA, DeWalt, sure shooting did. But what's your favorite bit? Is it Shockwave, Wea, Vortex? Made in USA, made in Taiwan, doesn't matter to me as long as it works. If you've never tried a number 2 reduced grabber brand, I'd highly suggest you try it. You will not be disappointed. Appreciate you watching. Hit the like button, hit subscribe button. Leave a comment down below. What's your favorite one? Try grabber. Have you tried grabber? Appreciate it. And as always, God bless.
Well, me, it's nice talking to myself. A credit to dementia.